Now, it's been a while since I've been a kid, but I'm pretty sure Hot Wheels is one of those things that survives the passage of time like Legos or old Disney movies. And if you really want to channel and unleash your inner child, then boy oh boy, do we have a list for you guys. What's up everyone, and welcome back to Top 5 Gaming, where today we're going to be going over the top 10 Fortnite racetracks that you can never beat. Some of these are hard to beat, others just hard to recreate, but some of these tracks are incredible, and I just had to share some of these. I mean, they're pretty cool. If you think you've got a better racetrack than these, then let us know on Twitter. And also, drop a like on this video and subscribe if you were a Hot Wheels kid when you were younger. And leave a comment if you were in fact able to beat that. And once you become a professional racetrack creator, a pair of NASCAR dad glasses will spawn from the sky. Number 10. The biggest racetrack on Fortnite. Brought to us by Not Good Gamers over on YouTube. Our first slot on the list goes to biggest racetrack on Fortnite, or at least one of the biggest racetracks, that is. With only an hour to build your masterpieces, a lot of these racetracks don't exactly have the wildest tracks, but these guys have created a 3-wide track for most of a course that reaches all the way up to the build limit. This is a racetrack that loops around Tilted Towers like some sort of flume ride at the water park. Starting off the racetrack at the southeast side of Tilted, you shoot down towards your first ramp, in which you have to clear a wide gap, miss it though, and get slowed down by the speed bumps below. Once you clear that area, you can make your way up to the obstacle course area of the race that wraps around the northeast brick building, and make sure to avoid hitting any obstacles, and you'll have to run up a giant ramp before entering the ski ramp phase. Here you have a 1-wide ski ramp that'll be extremely difficult to navigate with everyone bumping into you. Clear the jump and make your way up to the clock tower to find yourself at another mini ramp setup. Be careful though, as at the end of this jump, you'll have bounce pads pushing you back if you come in too fast. Make your way around the Trump Tower spiral and you'll come to the final part of the course, a stairway to heaven for your final ramp. At the end of this ramp, you'll find a bounce pad system that's intended to raise you up onto the racetrack and finishing line above. Number 9, Sky Racetrack in Fortnite Battle Royale. This racetrack will remind you of something straight out of the GTA Extreme Races. Designed by YouTuber Bandy and his bud Scopel, they've created a high sky racetrack that has multiple paths, allowing for some easy, safe driving or some daredevil stunts. The track itself has been added as an extension to the actual racetrack found in Battle Royale at the desert. Designed so that you can use the racetrack's natural starting mechanism, it makes it nice and fair for everyone starting the race. As you get past your first U-bend, you'll see a 3-wide sky ramp that has holes edited into it all the way up as extra obstacles. Make it to the top though, and this is where it gets dicey. You can safely pass the bounce pad at the top or use it to give you that extra power to drift up the half pipe you'll find at the end, leading you into the downwards ramp to the right. Miss the ramp though and plummet all the way down to the bottom. Don't worry too much though, as you can get back on the track further up. But say you make it fine. You'll be heading down a really wide ramp with bounce pads spread all around that could give you the advantage or leave you in the dust. Now you'll be at the final section of the race, a straight drag race through the streets of Paradise Palms that'll lead you to the mountain ramps. Send these to reach the finish line. It's a big stunt style racetrack that's been incorporated into the natural landscape really well. Number 8, Insane Hoverboard Racetrack with Friends, Fortnite PvE. Now over on the story mode version of Fortnite, we have Save the World. Now this mode has that oh-so-sweet hoverboard we previously mentioned that we'd love to see in Battle Royale. And since its release, hoverboard racetracks have been popping up all over the place. This one, by Mark B, is insanely huge and has used over 15,000 materials put into it so far. These racetracks aren't like the normal ones you see with shopping carts and golf carts though, as the hoverboard can turn sharp and jump pretty high. This racetrack is only one platform wide, but has low walls all along the edges to make sure no one falls off. Throughout the whole map, you can find lower corner walls designed to make you weave left and right through the course. Some low walls act as hurdle jumps, and every now and then, there's even some directional pads to give you that boost, flying you through the air to the next part of the race. What would you do with the hoverboard if they brought it to playground mode? Like seriously, Evan, just give us the hoverboard already, please. Number 7, Deadly Racetrack Challenge in Fortnite vs. Girlfriend, playground mode. What did I tell you guys last time? We love seeing the new and innovative ways people evolve already existing games, like Craner and his partner Thea here. They didn't think just an ordinary race was good enough. Oh no, they had to go and turn it into a death race. The race itself has 3 different sections with a couple of pit stops along the way to help you calm yourself down and regain control for the next section. The track is one platform wide with bounce pads all along one side of it. Get too close and you'll be bounced down to the bottom where you'll have to start from the very beginning. The first section is your warm-up stage, consisting of a flat track with multiple twists and turns. Make it past those tight corners and you're on stage 2. Here you'll find a few ramps combined with a few turns. You may have gotten used to the turns from the first stage, but these ramps could throw you straight off your game and the racetrack. Clear both of those and it's stage 3, the final stretch. This stage has multiple ramps, twists, and turns all incorporated into one another. It's like something out of a Trials bike game. It's one of the more intense racetracks you see today, as most of them you only worry about getting a decent placement, but this racetrack, you'll be paying more attention to just staying on the track than anything. Number 6, the ultimate Fortnite racetrack. Bringing some more creativity to the racetracks, we have Ray Chico with the ultimate Fortnite racetrack. We at least have a pretty awesome one anyway. This figure of 8 style racetrack has multiple paths and even 2 different but identical sections to the map that each pair must take separately. Starting off in the center, nice and high up, you have 2 pairs. One player drives the shopping cart and the other sits in the basket. Each trolley must roll down the ramp, one takes the path to the left and one takes the path to the right. Each path is identical, but it's a nice mix-up to a normal style race. As you each take your loop, you'll then meet back up again and will need to race back up the stairs to the next checkpoint. Once you reach the top, switch trolleys and drivers. The new drivers will now take the detour and final stretch of the race to the right. This section of the map has multiple drops leading to a double stairway system for the final straight. Head down the ramp and to the finish line below. Number 5, world's best hoverboard racetrack, Fortnite Save the World. We've got for you another hoverboard racetrack, but this time it isn't about the obstacles, but the extreme jumps and stunts. This is supposedly the world's best hoverboard racetrack, and after going over the track, you might think so too. This footage, brought to us by YouTuber7, is featuring a racetrack built by Skullwar. Skullwar has mastered the art of hoverboard track building, as she has created a masterpiece for all those extreme sports fans. It's gnarly, bro. Starting off straight from the beginning, we have speed boosters shooting you across the track in seconds, followed by twists and layers of building that can only be accessed if you hit the bounce pads correctly. You have directional pads set up, giving you insane airtime as you cross the track, and even some grind rails that you have to carefully navigate or risk starting again. This track is definitely one for Epic's books, and as far as racetracks go, this is one of the most fast-paced ones we've seen so far. Number 4, Fortnite Legendary Racetrack, Minigame Madness. During a series of minigames, Evan Tube Gaming and his friend came to the racetrack minigame they appropriately named Mario Kart. This race is using golf carts, and just like our racetrack earlier, this one also has multiple paths. Starting off at Lazy Links, this racetrack is split into 2 lanes to keep the drivers separated. It's an up and down, bumpy style beginning to the race, and the first jump is 2 gaps wide in which you need to bounce off the middle wall to make the jump. Make your way up to the next ramp and plummet down into the bounce pad floors below that will send you flying along the track. Once you regain control, the racetrack's 2 different lanes then separate completely, creating a slightly different sky track for each driver, but with the same distance. This is now the final stretch. As you get to the end, you'll find no finish line, but a drop to the film screen in risky reels below. Number 3, biggest custom racetrack ever in Fortnite's Playground V2. Back at it again, the creative geniuses that are Vicstar and his crew came up with another racetrack, adding their own style and design. This golf cart race is overhanging Loot Lake, and from the starting line you have a nice, neat track above the water. You can see they've added guardrails all along the edges, which not only looks nice, but really helps when you go overboard with the drifts. As you come to the first bend, you'll have 2 separate paths before a bounce pad jump, followed by a normal jump. Pass these and make your way up the half pipe and down the other side to race straight through the house on the island. Now you'll be at an obstacle course stage, and here you'll have multiple different paths that you can take with obstacles in your way, holes to fall through, and giant gaps to clear. Get through all that, and it's the final ramp down to the finish. Definitely one of the more creative courses we've seen in Playground so far. Number 2, Fortnite Hoverboard Race Course. At the number 2 spot, we conveniently have a 2-stage race. A 2-stage race? This race, built by Nyx, is absolutely insane. The first stage of the course is all about that skill. With giant gaps to clear and obstacles to dodge, it'll really test your hoverboard skills. From multiple hurdles to jump areas of the track that are completely slanted and bounce pads that you have to hit with high accuracy, you're just waiting for the guy in front to make that one mistake that'll get you the lead. The second stage of the race is for those adrenaline junkies. This skate park themed section starts off with everyone hitting jumps straight from the go, and hitting directional pads and normal bounce pads all the way around the course to claim that win. It's fast-paced, unpredictable, sends you all flying around the whole map, and a whole bunch of fun. I mean, what more can you ask for? Oh yeah, the hoverboard. Number 1, Wipeout Game Show Fortnite Challenge. That's a mouthful. Not all races need vehicles, and this is why we thought this parkour challenge deserved a top slot. Similar to your TV shows Total Wipeout and Ninja Warrior, Muselk, Vicstar Replay, and Alex Ace all created a crazy difficult parkour course. They each created their own section, which is always good for marking each area of the course different. And every single section of this course is unique. To start, you have to launchpad dive down a sky-high tower where you'll find another launchpad. Hit that right and bunny hop across the tires to hit the bounce pads and complete that zone. Now you're onto an extreme parkour section, and this is all about the precision jumps. Fall off and hit the water, you'll have to start again. It gets even more elaborate though as the course goes on until you're faced with the long zigzag balance beam. Make it past this and a few more bounce pad jumps and you'll have completed the course. As you can't attempt this all together, down to the fastest time that wins. This Total Wipeout recreation seems pretty intense and is a brilliant way to practice your movement and precision, and that's for sure. But that has been our list of the top 10 Fortnite race tricks you could ever beat. Click that like button if you've enjoyed, subscribe to the channel, push notifications on. Other than that though, we hope you have a wonderful day and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.